Let's get one thing straight, fight fans. In the world of combat sports, the real battle often begins long before the opening bell. We're talking contracts, baby. These pieces of paper filled with legal jargon and fine print are the true battlegrounds where careers are made or broken. These legally binding agreements can make or break a fighter's career, dictating everything from fight purses to sponsorship deals. They outline the terms and conditions under which a fighter will compete, and they can be as complex as any legal document out there. You see, a fighter's contract is their shield and their sword in this business. It's their protection against exploitation and their weapon to secure the best possible terms. Without a solid contract, even the most talented fighter can find themselves at a disadvantage. It's the difference between getting a fair shake and getting fleeced. A well-negotiated contract can ensure a fighter gets their due, while a poorly drafted one can leave them out in the cold, struggling to make ends meet. We've all seen it. Fighters locked in bitter disputes with promoters, championship aspirations held hostage by contractual disputes. These conflicts can drag on for months, even years, and can derail a fighter's career. That's why understanding the ins and outs of these contracts is crucial, not just for fighters and their managers, but for any fan who wants to truly understand the fight game. Knowing what goes into these agreements can give fans a deeper appreciation of the sport and the challenges fighters face outside the ring. And trust me, it's a game that can get as dirty and brutal outside the ring as it does inside. The negotiations, the legal battles, the power plays, it's all part of the fight game, and it can be just as intense as the physical combat. So buckle up, folks, because we're about to dive deep into the world of combat sports contract law. We'll explore the intricacies of these agreements, the strategies fighters and their teams use to negotiate the best terms, and the pitfalls to avoid. We'll break down the differences between MMA and boxing contracts, examine landmark legal battles, and arm you with the knowledge you need to navigate this treacherous terrain. Whether you're a fighter, a manager, or just a fan, understanding these contracts is key to understanding the sport, because in the fight game, knowledge is power. The more you know about the contracts that govern the sport, the better equipped you'll be to appreciate the battles that take place outside the ring, and the more you'll understand the true stakes of the fight game. Now, let's break down the key differences between MMA and boxing contracts. On the surface, they might look similar, but trust me, the devil is in the details. Boxing, the sweet science, has been around for centuries. Its contract system is more established, often favoring promoters. Think Don King, Bob Arum, these guys wrote the book on boxing promotion. Fighters, especially early in their careers, often find themselves in contracts that heavily favor the promoter when it comes to things like fight purses, rematch clauses, and promotional control. MMA, the new kid on the block, is a different beast altogether. Its contracts are typically more comprehensive, covering everything from fight purses and sponsorships to image rights and even video game appearances. The UFC, the biggest game in town, has a more standardized contract structure. This can be a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it provides some level of consistency and predictability. On the other hand, it gives the UFC significant leverage in negotiations. Over the years, there have been some high-profile legal battles that have sent shockwaves through the world of combat sports. These cases have not only captured the attention of fans and fighters alike, but have also set precedents that continue to influence the industry today. These cases have not only shaped contract law, but have also highlighted the power struggles that exist between fighters, promoters, and governing bodies. The legal landscape of combat sports is complex, with each case adding another layer to the intricate web of regulations and agreements. One landmark case that comes to mind is the antitrust lawsuit filed against the UFC. This case was monumental in its scope and implications, challenging the very foundation of how the UFC conducted its business. Fighters alleged that the UFC's contractual practices, including exclusive contracts and long-term champion clauses, constituted a monopoly and stifled competition. They argued that these practices limited their earning potential and career opportunities, creating an uneven playing field. This case sent ripples throughout the industry, forcing a closer examination of fighter rights and the balance of power in contract negotiations. It brought to light the need for more transparent and fair practices, prompting discussions about potential reforms and regulations. Another case that grabbed headlines involved a famous boxer and his promoter. This case was a dramatic showdown that exposed the darker side of the sport's business dealings. The boxer claimed that his promoter had engaged in fraudulent activities, including mismanaging funds and rigging fights. These allegations were serious and had the potential to tarnish the reputations of both the promoter and the sport itself. This case highlighted the importance of fighters having trusted legal representation to protect their interests and ensure they are not taken advantage of. It underscored the necessity for fighters to be vigilant and informed about their contracts and the business practices of those they work with. These legal battles serve as cautionary tales, reminding us that the fight game can be as ruthless in the courtroom as it is in the ring. They emphasize the need for ongoing vigilance, legal awareness, and the pursuit of fairness in an industry where the stakes are incredibly high. As combat sports continue to grow in popularity, these landmark cases will remain pivotal in shaping the future of the sport. So you want to be a fighter, you've got the passion, the drive, and the skills to step into the ring or the cage. But let me tell you, it takes more than just heart and a mean right hook to make it in this game. It's a tough world out there. And while your physical prowess is crucial, your mental game and business acumen are just as important. You need to be smart, you need to be savvy, and most importantly, you need to understand your contract. Contracts can be tricky, filled with legal jargon and clauses that can make or break your career. You need to be vigilant and proactive. First things first, never, and I mean never, sign a contract without having a lawyer look it over. And not just any lawyer. You need someone who specializes in combat sports contracts. These professionals know the ins and outs, the loopholes, the tricks of the trade. They can help you navigate the complexities and ensure you're getting a fair deal. A good lawyer will help you understand every clause, every stipulation, and every potential pitfall. They'll make sure you're protected and that your interests are front and center. They know the ins and outs, the loopholes, the tricks of the trade. They can spot red flags and negotiate better terms on your behalf. Second, pay close attention to the purse split. This is the percentage of the fight revenue that goes to the fighter. It's your bread and butter, so don't take it lightly. This is the percentage of the fight revenue that goes to the fighter. Don't be afraid to negotiate. Remember, you are the one putting your body on the line. You deserve a fair share of the earnings. Don't be afraid to negotiate. Stand your ground and make sure you're getting what you're worth. It's your career, your future, and your livelihood on the line. Remember, you are the one putting your body on the line. Every punch, every kick, every takedown takes a toll. You deserve to be compensated fairly for your efforts and risks. Third, be wary of exclusivity clauses. These can lock you into a single promotion for years, limiting your earning potential and your ability to fight elsewhere. It's like putting all your eggs in one basket. These can lock you into a single promotion for years, limiting your earning potential and your ability to fight elsewhere. Make sure you understand the terms and the duration of any exclusivity agreements. Finally, understand your rights when it comes to things like sponsorships, image rights, and media appearances. These are all valuable assets that you can leverage to increase your earnings and build your brand. Your image is your brand, and your brand is your business. These are all valuable assets that you can leverage to increase your earnings and build your brand. Don't underestimate the power of a strong personal brand. It can open doors to new opportunities and revenue streams beyond just fighting. So, take control of your career. Be smart, be informed, and always look out for your best interests. With the right approach, you can not only survive, but thrive in the world of combat sports.